Hello, Coens. I am here to bring you some tasty, tasty Immortal Part 1 with extra cheese. Lactose free cheese. Damn, that's some good text RP that isn't in video format. Valerius, Goodluck, Bosk, and Wendigo gets an inspiration point each to because they did some text RP in the background. Um, very heartwarming, very interesting things that is character building and friendship building and all that delicious things. But in session 29, a stroke of cleverness from Valerius after a taunt towards a dangerous enemy proves that hubris is easily exploitable as they turn what could be a life ending fight into a piñata clown fiesta, effectively ending it. Goodluck then made the decision to call their charges back to them so that they may eliminate the baying wolves before splitting up again, half going to the city to care for the Miloshes and half staying on the outskirts to make sure the captive that they have is fine, question mark, even with a worrying parasite buried deep in them. Bosk, Morgana, and Wendigo, the captive you have with you finally stirs after a while as the sun descends into a long twilight. Bosk, you've not seen anything from any orifice on the captive, but you know it's there. The Ursa corpus bandaged and as patched up as they could be, groans and immediately reaches for their weapon, missing from their person as they see you both. Well, see all three of you.
Yes. Farid, I assume, is somewhere.
Outside, probably. Keeping watch.
Wendigo will just sit opposite the prisoner and be ready to grab him if he runs or anything. Not that he can, I think, with being tied
Yeah,
up and all.
he's Jack.
He's very, very tied up. He looks how what have you done to him? I say him,
Um,
they.
he's been given ointment for his burns, and I think aside from that, his only wounds were Wendigo's claws.
Mhm.
So that bit's like bandaged up,
Okay.
and
Is he tied up, hands, feet,
oh yeah,
gagged?
he's got like he's not gagged, he's got manacles, and then he's got manacles on his like feet as well,
Okay,
and
so
his arms are like behind, and he was like
effectively
lying down on his side.
okay, okay. So when he tried to reach for
He
a
can
weapon,
probably sit up.
he did sort of sit up, but he realized eventually that his arms drag the other one and he's tied up, hearing the chains. You see a concerned expression flash across his face.
Ah, good, you're finally awake.
He stares silently at you. Um, make me an insight check.
Inside check.
Anybody who's watching, I'm assuming Morgana is in the center, also watching.
Tanked.
Oh,
Oh,
Also tanked.
tanked. Morgana, press button.
Wait. I didn't
Insight, insight.
open the thingy.
He's finding her character sheet,
Yeah, yeah.
so
Inside,
I had to
inside,
find my character sheet.
Insigut.
inside.
Hear the sound?
I. Oh, okay.
There
She
we
did not
go.
tank.
Good tanking.
Ah,
Good tanking.
Watching the captive, Wendigo and Busk sort of don't realize anything out of the ordinary. Morgana from the back, you see concern flash over his face, but you also see discomfort, like discomfort that you recognize from the fight you previously had in the tundra. You don't. All of you don't hear much of a peep from this guy. How are you just watching him or trying to
Um,
engage?
okay, some questions from before. Did we find anything on him that would indicate like sort of rank or anything like that?
Nope. Um,
Okay.
He
So
did,
we're probably just gonna base it off his equipment.
yeah, but given that he came in with the boss, Mr. Kel, they all
Yeah.
are of a similar height and build. Nothing
Ah, yes,
beyond that.
I forgot he had that
Yeah,
quirk.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Very homogeneous in build and height. But once the mask has been taken off, it's a bit like Scooby Doo, where you get different M&Ms in a pack.
Yeah. Okay, so he's just like sitting there, he doesn't respond to me at all.
Well,
Awake. Okay.
as far as you know,
Just sitting there staring blankly.
less blankly and more concern, and then silence, and then indignation.
Right. So I will explain to him. All right, so we would have brought you into town, but we were quite concerned that you might have something inside. You were right there when your colleagues, I suppose, was behaving strangely. Anything you know about it?
You see him sort of hear you, and he squints. Make me another insight check. 11. Getting better.
Okay, I'll proceed. Less information. We'd like
Oh,
to treat you of it and then bring you in if you like. We've dealt with others in your organization before. Understand that not all of you are serving accordance to your will. Are you one of those that would prefer to escape?
You see him shake his head, but not as a way to affirm or deny. You see that maybe something is happening to this guy.
Like
Make me
he's being
another,
affected by something?
possibly. Make me another insight check. 15. Um, you recognize that his eyes are no longer responding to you
Oh,
or to light. They're dilating.
I see. Um, can I tell what this is from based on our experience with the guy before?
You can. You
I'll
think the
continue
same thing is
asking him
happening.
questions. Like, does his head shaking seem involuntary?
Uh, it seems voluntary. It looks as if somebody trying to shake off um, a headache, like a very light headache. You've seen many people do that before. Um, if you weren't watching for it, it just looks like somebody just moving their head to the side, but it seems
Okay,
exaggerated.
okay.
You
So,
keep asking him questions, and
yeah, I'm like, are
finally,
you
the
feeling okay? You seem to be behaving strangely.
quickly the dilated eyes glaze over, and you see his skin starting to grow pale and pallid,
Oh,
and you
well,
see his arms sort of move, although bound, forwards.
what does that mean?
Wendigo will snap his neck.
Immediately, whatever that was happening is made is done to a complete stop. The neck,
Unlucky.
his face now turned backwards, falls to the ground.
Okay, so I'm gonna prepare like a vial and watch his like nose, I think it was, for the slug to come out.
Okay. Um, make me. It does come out,
Aha! Yeah.
but
Into the vial, you stupid little thing.
make me a sleight of hand check.
Wendigo will position the nose to help.
This
I'm
happens
pretty good at
quite
this.
swiftly.
11.
Inspiration.
Okay, 16. You needed that.
Okay.
It it's sort of odd. in that the thing that leaks out of the nose, very slug-like. Because we're not in bullet time, because we're not in combat, it's faster than you remember. But it manages to sort of flop half into the vial that you have, the other half slowly sliding outside, but just
Does it like
narrowly
break in
falling.
half?
It does not.
Oh, okay. No. Like it falls in half and then the other
Yeah.
half like flips in also. Okay.
Yeah, you sort of manage to
Ooh,
sort of
you
twist
get?
the vial enough so that it slides in.
Okay.
You watch as it falls in, but as soon as it touches the bottom, it starts dissolving
Ooh.
and it's no longer slug
So it
like.
becomes like a liquid.
Exactly, it's liquid now.
Huh.
It's no longer thick and viscous as well as you swirl it around. It's very water like, although dark.
Okay. Well, we seal the vial and we reclaim our manacles and outerwear from this fellow.
Okay. Uh, Farid,
Wendigo, make sure that it's double dead.
okay, how are you doing this? The guy is the neck is so snapped that he's facing backwards.
Well, Wendigo, there's a pretzel to the arms as well.
Uh you do all this making sure that he's dead. Um Farid comes into the hut after looking outside. You know, if we want to make him even more dead, maybe dust, we could just set him on fire.
I look at the mangled corpse and I'm like, I don't think that's necessary.
He
Then
nods.
kill for fire. Use it.
Oh, did he make a fire outside?
Oh no, he did not make a fire outside. He's suggesting a fire.
Ah, okay.
So fire or
Wendigo,
no?
Wendigo not fire. Don't
It will
want
give me
eaten
about
this.
15 minutes. I think I have enough things around here. And then I'm guessing we go.
Yes, we might as well.
Pack up your
What did
things.
we loot, by the way? I never got a record of that.
That will come
I I'll
when
have fun. I'll
Valerius
post it for you
has, yeah.
guys. Give me a
Valerius
second.
needs at least 2 hours to do all his ritual casting.
I have
No.
a gold ring.
In the meantime, I shall
Oh,
post you all
then
what I recorded from last week. Here
yeah.
it goes in the Immortal chat now.
Immortal.
Gale's body, Gale's bracer, Gale's sword, Gale's fragments of anti-magic globe, quiver, explosive arrows, spellbook from giant piece of carapace, several sets of plate armor, long swords, one captive. Well, we lost that last one.
No more captive.
Yeah. But
Wendigo
we
still has
have
his
now a
carapace.
vial of black stuff.
Yeah. Very
Yes.
liquidy black stuff.
You see Rizan holding the vial up to like the light or whatever light source that she has. And he's like,
The
I
the
wonder
light
what you are.
the light does not penetrate through the liquid. But
Okay,
as
into
you
the
so it's
fire.
swirl it around,
very opaque.
the liquid doesn't catch to the sides of the container at all. It's as if it's very slippery.
I see, I see.
But the liquidness of it is like water.
Okay, understand.
A fire
Alright.
has been brought up. The body is burning. You watch it as it crackles and pops before leaving, eventually making your way to town. In town, Valerius and uh, Gunlag,
Yes.
you finally reach
Mm.
with uh, an entire pack of dogs, minus 5, Sobesh, a whole family. Uh, the gates
E.
of The gates of the slums welcome you, and it's been a while. Now you have decisions to make. Drop off the dogs or deal with
Yeah.
your new friends.
Drop off dogs first, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Dogs are near the entrance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 'Cause it's only like the outskirts.
Yeah.
So it's like on the way in. I think we do that first. Go see the man about a dog.
You make your way to the Ice Cream Menagerie and Animal Sanctuary with 4 out of 9 dogs,
Yee.
where you are greeted with.
Wait, we have the remaining dogs?
You have some dogs. Yeah, I think you have
Oh,
one sled and we took the other.
Did you
oh,
want to
then
walk?
we might as well wait for everyone because like I didn't know we kept dogs with us.
How else are you going to travel back?
Wendigo would walk.
With all your shit?
Were we close enough to like leg it back? I'm not
Wait,
sure we
I
were.
mean, the stuff is with who?
I don't know, you tell
I
me.
thought Valerie took it.
There's
Valerius
a
has the
lot
bulk
of
of the
stuff.
equipment,
Oh,
except the sense, the giant piece of carapace, and the spell book. He has everything else.
Yeah, and we have our own stuff,
yeah. Wendigo just has his own
our own
carapace to carry.
provisions.
Okay. I
Okay,
mean,
Our
I'm
so
usual
sure we can
backpacks
take
of
both
stuff.
of the.
so
I'm
did you
sure we
take
can
all
take
of the
both of
dogs?
the. Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
because there's no point returning if it's only half.
Then you guys are gonna take a bit longer to get back.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
that's
No worries. Wendigo
all right.
doesn't mind the scenery.
Okay. I hope Morgana doesn't mind the scenery.
I mean, we would
You
have planned accordingly. Like we'd be like,
Hmm.
okay, we can see the gates there. We'll just hole up here for a while.
Okay.
If
I'm gonna
anyone
say
asks,
it's
we'll make
about
something up.
3-4 hour arduous walk.
Because we decide like where we want to stay. Like
Yeah.
we could have stayed like in vision of the gates if we wanted to.
I'm
Because we
gonna
had the
call
dogs
it.
until a certain point, and then
Yeah.
Hmm.
be like, okay, you guys go in first. We'll have to hang out here for a while until we're sure this guy's safe. And then like a couple
Turns out
hours
he's
later,
not.
it's like, oh, he's dead. Shrug.
Yeah. What do you
Which
do with the
begs
body?
the question, if you're that close to the gates, do you still want to burn the body?
I'm
I'll
happy with
split
the
it.
3 to 4 hour walk.
Okay.
Okay. That's a 3 to 4 hour chill walk for you guys.
Hmm.
We'll go to Valerius and Glenlag. You have all these
Yep.
people and all of the dogs with you.
Mhm.
Yee.
Yeah.
We'll rock up at the animal menagerie.
It is about 9:30 at night.
Valerius
Knock,
will
knock, knock.
Valerius will pat Gunlong on the shoulder first and give a nod off somewhere in the distance, and Valerius is gonna fuck off and roll for stealth to keep watch outside.
Okay.
Okay.
Or would you prefer me going with you?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, I'll roll for stealth then.
I'm assuming when I'm knocking like late at night, all of the dogs will start barking. And I just want to start this freaking howling choir.
So
Um,
27.
you're hidden. It's kind of
Alright.
dark outside. Are you doing anything with the dogs to get them to bark? Because they're extremely well behaved now that they're home.
It's hoping like inside as well that like dogs will be barking when someone, someone knocks on the door.
Make me a perception check just to
It's
see.
okay if they don't. I was just imagining.
Yeah,
I mean,
no.
it would make sense if
It's
someone so much as drives past my street at night, all the dogs go crazy.
you
They
you
good
sort of
doggos.
see the dogs calm down significantly as they arrive.
Okay, okay.
And when you were approaching this place, even an hour before, you realized that you didn't have to drive them anywhere. They
They
went
know
on
where
their
they're
own.
going. Yeah. I will do a little woo to subwoofer and see if he wants to join.
He okay. Make me an animal handling check.
Okay, okay, okay. I clicked it. Why not happen?
Come,
Rotom is having a bit of a
here.
lag for me, so it could be
Yeah.
some website wide.
Website. No.
Website.
Ah.
No. Oh
Roll
crap, nothing is coming
20.
out.
Okay, I will. I will.
Try pressing it
I don't
again.
see anything at
Oh,
all.
There
there
we
we go.
go.
It's
Oh,
out.
13. Okay.
13.
What you do is you start a little howl, and then Subwoofer sees your howl, and his eyes go wide as he starts to lift his head, and a little ah comes out before
Oh.
Woofer turns around and growls at him,
Shut the fuck up.
and then the ah turns into ah.
That's
Aww.
so sad. Oh no.
Oh,
And
buddy. Okay, okay, okay.
you
I'll just
hear
knock
trudging.
louder then.
Yeah. Finally, you hear trudging in the snow. Um,
Oi.
you remember the first time you came here and you saw like a ball under the snow sort of move and weave towards the kennels. This ball is now moving and weaving towards you, and a head
What?
pops up.
Hello. Special delivery.
How you doing? Oh,
Yeah, it's
you
been
you
a
got
day.
you got the dogs back. Good.
Dude.
Let me open the door.
Yes, please. We can check that they're all in good condition to be taken very well care of. They're really good boys, good boys.
She smiles when you say good boy. Um, she opens the door big enough for all of you to file in with all the things that you have.
Mm.
Brings you to the place where you would sort of take all the equipment off, put back the sleds, get the dogs off their harness. I'm actually surprised that you brought the dogs back, because usually they don't bring the dogs back.
Why would you lend them out? They're such good boys.
I know, I trained them. But that's the reality of having dogs and pets
I
in
know,
general
I
when
know.
you go out there.
Yeah, I know.
You know.
It was an interesting trip.
Well, let me just tell you, it's either the dogs make it back or the people make it back.
Okay. Speaking of people making it back and all the dogs making it back, part of the reason why they are in such good condition and so happy and healthy boys is my new friend here who's been helping us look after them and is kind of looking for work potentially.
She makes a not bad Obama face at you, and she's like, oh, "Okay, I've never had somebody come in with suggestions for employment before. Let me call my partner." And then you see her sort of turn around and very loudly yell "Tach,"
Oh,
and
it's
then
Sorbet to come up and like stand next to me.
Sorbet smooths his hair, makes himself a little bit more presentable. He doesn't look any different,
Uh,
but his
Do you
hair,
see
one
how
side is
many
flat.
see how many cool animals there are here?
Oh, yeah. Uh, there, there's I could see like a lot, but I bet it's even bigger on the inside. Eventually, the giant orc man that you dealt with previously comes out lumbering, shoulders bent forwards, a little bit drooped, and he goes, "Oh, he's dark. What do you want?"
How's it going? Well, I would like to bring all the dogs back safely, depositing them here, and kind of put in a good word for my bud here who's been taking care of them and who might be looking for employment.
Oh, okay. Usually bringing the dogs back is usually Piranha's deal. Like I don't deal with that, but since we're talking about employment, come have a seat where we'll have like a impromptu interview. You see the goblin woman sort of bring the dogs away, and you're left with your stuff outside.
We'll just like ask nicely if like maybe so Woofer could hang out a little bit with the family while we're having a chat.
Make me a persuasion check.
Yeah. just to keep him company while we're chatting.
23. You see a begrudging sigh as he turns around. Then he turns to the goblin woman who's
Look
slowly
at the
moving
little
away.
girl. She
And he's
loves
like,
subwoofer so much.
maybe an inside check on this guy as he tells Piranha to bring back two of the dogs.
24.
Doesn't look like he likes kids.
Eh. Oh
He
well.
likes animals, but he doesn't
Yeah.
like kids.
What about kids that like animals? Are they better than just regular kids?
Now, you see the face of disdain as the child climbs over the dogs. Um, I don't want to turn this into a fiasco. It's getting late. So have a seat. He brings you all to an office. It's very sparsely populated. Kind of smells like dog inside.
Hmm.
There's tracks of mud going from the door to the chair, which he takes. It's as if he's tracked this mud over and over again. It's become part of the room. It's like his little ski slope. Puts his butt down into the chair. It creaks under his weight. He takes out a file and a tiny pair of glasses and puts it on, and he makes the light brighter. There's nothing in the file at the moment. Takes out a pen and he goes, who am I interviewing?
We'll just nudge Sobesh forwards.
Sobesh, for the first time, you see him uncomfortable, unsure of himself.
It's okay, bud.
Oh, uh, my name's Sobesh, sir. It's fine. You can just call me Tak. Have a seat, Sobesh. Tell me about yourself. Sobesh goes on this long tirade about everything you guys have been doing the past few
Uh,
days.
I'm gonna just kind of stop him and tell him to just maybe focus on the things we did with the dogs. The rest isn't particularly important for him, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, probably. So, with the dogs, I've just been with them for like a lot of days, but they're really good. And he starts going off on each characteristic um of each dog. Just for funsies, can somebody make me uh, two persuasion checks with advantage?
What?
Like
Sure.
anyone, or is there a
I'll do
specific
it.
number?
Whoever can do it.
Oof.
Oof.
Getting a
That's a
5.
10.
And second one, 16.
Okay, okay.
Oh, well, can I like add little comments about like when we ran into some danger out there, Subesh would take the dogs out of Dodge and how he would look after them, make sure that they made it safely.
Yeah, that's why you roll with advantage. You see, the this large orc man with the tiny glasses write notes into the binder, now labeled Sobesh. That's a start. The fact that he has written down Sobesh's name means maybe he's gonna get employment. He looks at the rest of you. So, where is he staying exactly?
Well, he's new to town, so probably set him up somewhere in the lows at the moment, and then he can figure it out from there. Walking distance.
He can stay here, provided we take it out of his wages, if he wishes to. You see Sobesh
That's
beaming at this,
yeah, that's a good
and
idea.
he's shaking, like nodding his head furiously. And you see Tak turn to all of you and go, well, looks like he likes that idea. Sobesh, you can start in the morning. And then he turns to Yukonlog. I know who you are. I've seen you around.
Figured.
You've been doing some good stuff. In the slums, in the lows. This guy, he part of your gang.
Not really, no. More of a lost puppy I picked up along the way. If you know me, you know I tend to try to match people to where it's a good place for them to be.
Make
Hopefully
me
get some good work.
make me a perception check with advantage.
Okay. With advantage.
15.
15.
You see him write in the notebook, your name encircled. He's a part of your gang. If anything were to happen, I'll come see you.
Sure.
He gets up from his seat, puts a large hand out, and Sobesh shakes it.
Do y'all warn him about Sovesh's strange condition?
I do not.
Okay.
You're not there to sabotage his interview.
Yes, he can do that himself.
Yeah, pretty much. And like if we do head out though, and like if Sobesh walks with us out, I will kind of give him a little whisper that you might want to disclose that after you've done some really good work and they really want to keep you, you might want to. That's a good time to let it slip. Just make sure they want to keep you first.
Sobesh hears you, but he doesn't listen.
Uh,
He's
Oh
just
well.
very excited at the concept of new job and employment and doggies and animals. If he had a
Take
tail,
care
it
and
would be
stay out of
wagging.
Dodge, okay?
He nods, but you don't think it's registering because he's looking far off into the distance.
This yeah, just like the most excited look on his face, like I can't believe I got this job.
Pretty much. Very, very excited.
Pat on the back, you welcome, bud.
Pat on the back. The big guy comes out as well, holding some money. I'm sure my wife has said that she's surprised to see all the dogs back and in relatively good condition. Uh, I hope they've been good to you, and this is your deposit back.
Thank you very kindly. How much was that again?
Ben, how much was the deposit? It was 150, right?
Uh, let me see.
Okay. So it was
Um,
8 GP per dog per day plus
I think it
50%
was
deposit.
180 total. The deposit was 60.
Okay. You get back that.
Okay.
Um Thank you for working with us, and we would like to have you back eventually. Take care and good night. I'm serious. Good
See
night.
ya.
Go away.
Yep. I'll give Subwoofer a little ruffle when we get all of our stuff and head out.
Seeing you being buddy buddy with Subwoofer, he does sort of see this and go, just FYI, they're all up for adoption if you feel like it and if you can train them. But I only give it to the people who I know I can trust.
Fucking wish, but I do not have the time or the patience or the capacity at the moment.
You see him smile, and you see him very pleased that you're willing to acknowledge this because you think a lot of people don't. He nods as he takes the two dogs with him. Now, seriously, go away.
I'll leave. Get all
He,
our stuff.
he locks the door with Sobesh on his side of the fence, and Sobesh waves at you in thanks.
Way back.
And then they both disappear into the background somewhere. You now have a family in tow. You're heading back to. Where are you going?
Heading
before
to
that,
the lows.
before that, Valerius blends back in with the group.
E- Come
Valerius,
back.
who was previously just watching this happen,
Mm-hmm.
appears again, materializes behind.
Oh, fuck.
Shocking the family and Gunlug. I mean,
Oh,
Gunlug
sorry.
isn't really shocked. Is she? She probably sees
Oh, well,
this.
He rolled pretty good stealth. I don't. My passive is not that high.
Okay.
Valerius raises his hands up in a surrender gesture. He's like, "Don't worry, it's just me. Calm down."
The
Oh,
family
fuck's
finally
sake.
comes down.
All
Helena
right.
looks at you and goes, "We've it's been a long time since we came to the city. A very, very
Mhm.
long time." The two children are excited and they cannot put that excitement anywhere except plastered on their face.
I will let Helena know that, as you might have noticed, there's some people that, well, are after you. So, as excited as I am to have you here in the city, I hope you are okay with us putting you up for a few days somewhere to lay low until we find somewhere safe. We
Anything,
have somewhere safe in mind, just need to get in touch with the right people first.
anything, absolutely anything.
Good. In that
But
case,
I'm pretty sure the children are hungry.
yeah, yeah. No, of course I'll make sure there's food and water and better clothes.
While this is happening, Valerius pulls out a couple of ration bars and hands them to the kids first.
And the kids eat it, but make me an insight check on the kids as they take
Okay,
the ration bars.
Yay,
okay.
rations.
Yeah, rations like just fulfilling enough to keep you alive. Fuck, where's my insight? There it is. 16.
16. It's not like they're trying to be a brat about it, but they're in the city now and you recognize a face of excitement and of newness.
And being given a ration bar.
And when they're given a ration bar, the whole idea of, yeah, we're going to a tavern, we're going to a place where we can get hot food, we can see the locals, oh my god,
Eh,
becomes a disheartening flat piece of stale meat
I
in their
shall I
hands.
shall I shall speak up as I hand them the ration bar, noticing their expression, of course. I'll say something along the lines of don't worry kids, once we get you situated, we'll take you out to get some proper food in the morning.
It'll
Teg
be kebabs, I promise. They'll be awesome.
Teg tries to hide his joy from hearing a food that he's never heard about. He's assuming it's food since it was brought up in that capacity, and he's like, "No, no, it's fine. Um, this is great. We're safe. I
You
I
are.
wasn't gonna say anything." And then he sort of pushes his sister closer to himself in a sort of conciliatory, like, "Shh, don't make that face. You're making it weird."
Right. Valerius speaks up to Gunlock now. Looks like we're clear in a moment. We should keep going.
Yes, follow me, and I will duck and weave in alleys, along rooftops, down again to the street, and through alleys, and just back away us into the lows, and think to the safe house at the attic.
You make your way to that attic safe house. Through several floors, there is general confusion, but keenness from the family that you tote with you. And inside the safe house, you see somewhat well maintained tables, chairs, enough for four people. You recognize the four people to be you and your friends, but they're not here today. You could call
Mm.
Max if you so wish, and they could babysit the family for you. It's
I'm
not a problem.
considering doing that with the kebab order and have them come.
Um, but that also requires you to actually put a notice out that you're back.
Yeah.
Unless there's a way that you can tell people, like a bat signal, but it's
Or,
Gunlog signal
like a standing
or a sending.
or a sanding, which I will do. I will spend one sanding, uh, my last third level slot to tell Max to bring. See, there's four people. There's myself and Hilarious and Max. So bring 7 kebabs, the best ones, the really shitty, greasy ones, and come to that safe house. and eh,
You don't
I will catch them up.
you don't hear a wordy response per se, but you feel an affirmation, a grunt.
And I'll
The
say that I'm looking
family
forward to seeing them.
the family looks around at the room and starts putting down their stuff, very thankful. The space is small but warm, and it's a far cry from whatever it is outside.
All right, Valerius starts setting up motion sensors all around the entrances. I'll
Uh,
ritual cast alarm several times if I have to.
the boy Tig is watching you like a hawk and following you like a shadow.
I'll let him watch, and if he so much as prods me on what I'm doing, Valerius is gonna go into full on nerd mode and bore him out for 2 hours to come explaining what everything does.
You think he would get bored? He is not, sir. He is not.
Oh
He
no!
listens to
I mean that's
you.
fine.
He listens to you so hard. You think
I feel
this child
I,
might become my new protege.
Oh no! I'm
I
not ready
imagine
for a
at the
protege.
end Valerius doesn't know how to proceed because no one has ever lasted this long while he's proning.
Exactly, exactly.
Exactly.
In the meantime, the parents are just settling everybody down. They've
Yeah.
gotten their daughter comfortable, but their daughter now is looking around the room. Tell me what childhood item you have left here, either you or Max.
Um, I think see, there's definitely things around like the card, like a deck of cards and stuff, but that wouldn't be childhood items that would have been brought up later. I think it would be something of Max's. What would a very, very young Max have? I think they would had like something akin to like a teddy bear that is just really, really worn and dirty,
You see
and
this
probably missing
child.
like an arm or something.
You see this child drag her teddy bear, which is a bunny rabbit, dirty and soiled now from the snow and the dirt and the grime and all the travel that you've been having, and take that to where the bear is and just start having a little playtime by herself
Ooh.
in the corner. Just it's
Mm.
so comfortable. She is so comfortable in the space.
I'll just go get some extra blankets for everyone and just have a little peek out the tiny window, just check the alley outside. I'm just wondering when Max is coming. Oh boy.
Uh,
Helena is near you and she asks, I'm pretty sure that I can find a job. It's going to take a while and we don't want to overstay our welcome.
Oh, I am completely and utterly sure that you can find a job. The thing is just that it might not actually be here. Depends on the contacts we have with oh, what's his face?
You're all
Iral. Um, they will, well, because someone is after you because Iral got in with some bad people and they used you guys to leverage him to keep working for them. And
right.
when we went to extract you, they tried to stop us. And some of our associates might be able to put you up somewhere where you can't be found.
Her voice is much lower, and next to her, her husband sort of is around as well, trying to shield the conversation from their children. Thankful that Teg is being occupied by Valerius. Both of them look at you. The husband goes, do we know where we're going?
No, I don't know where you're going even. And I think that's kind of the point.
We trust you. We know it's going to be safe. Is it going to be safe here?
I hope so.
He nods. I'm going to say you guys have about several hours of rest. Valerius, you use this time to do your identifies.
oh yes.
I'm going to copy paste them. Or instead of copy paste, I'm just gonna screenshot and hide some shit.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, we get to see what we get.
Hey, and then it's up to Valerius if he wants to, share,
I mean, he
or not.
would, all things considered.
Let me just do that really quick. Do 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 do.
Do 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 do. Why am I singing Harry Potter anyway?
I don't know. You're weird.
I know I'm
Strange
weird.
person.
I'm a very strange man. I agree.
Do 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 do. I wrote too much.
It's okay. It happens.
This one is
Yeah,
for
we're probably.
Morgana.
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna send this to Valerius through Discord.
Okay.
Ooh.
Let's see.
But the missing shit is Morgana shit.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay.
I'm picturing Valerius just sitting there, like
The
identifying the
eyebrows
thing, and then
just
just going.
goes up to his
"Whoa."
hairline.
While this is happening, like he's one by one taking things out and tutting Teg from touchings, like don't touch it. And Teg's like,
Don't
oh,
touch.
okay, watch. Every so often you would see Teg's face peek out beside you, next to your face, like wondering, what are you doing? The
Oh my
child
goodness.
the child eventually falls asleep, bundled up in the toys that she has around her and some blankets, I'm sure.
Oh, you missed out something. The sets of plate mail armor. We took
I
all of it.
That's
I think
normal
those are
plate
just
mail.
plate.
Yeah,
Oh, it's just normal plate mail.
yeah.
Okay, cool. It's still plate mail armor.
Normal
Okay.
plate mail is like portable gold.
Yeah, it is. I'm gonna keep a couple sets of that. Actually, how many bad guys do we fight again? How many sets do we get?
I think there
There-
were 4 of the swordsman.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
so we
There's
get
one
Sucks.
bow dude.
Bow dude have plate mail? No.
No, Bo Dude
No.
And
is
one
like
wizard dude.
Wizard
And
has been muted.
owlbear barding.
Yeah, I mean
Oh,
it's
yes,
up
the
to you if you
barding.
want to take the owlbear barding. It's not much. It's leathers with some metal bits. You're not sure it would fit on a horse, but
Okay.
even if you
We
try
could
to,
donate it to the menagerie, and they can use it for some of their like dire wolves and shit,
Larger
and
yeah,
animals,
then
yeah.
you
get in
totally
some
can.
really good graces with them.
Yeah, definitely.
So during this thingy mabob, right? Valerius will like call Gunlock over as he has everything like set up on the table and he starts going through everything.
Yeah.
He's like he points to the wand first and he out loud mentions this should probably go to Morgana. She's probably the only dedicated spellcaster we have. Then we have this. Then he holds up
Feel
the
great
ring.
offense, but sure.
Okay, hold on to the ring one because right now it's with Bosk. It's gonna take you 10 minutes to sort of
Oh, okay.
figure
Got it,
that
got it,
shit
got
out.
it.
So
All right. Braces of defense. Then he holds up the bracers and he's like, I'm not sure who this should go to. I feel me, you, and
What
Wendigo
did you
could
do?
benefit from this. But it's out of game, it's braces of defense plus 2 AC.
Oh,
The usual bracers of.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the usual.
ooh.
He inquires, he asks your opinion, like, what should we do? Who should we give this to?
I mean, whoever. It's fucking sick.
We'll inquire. I will ask Wendigo when we meet up with him, but if he's not taking this, then I will. Do you want it?
I mean, yes, but it's probably more useful on you. You and Wendigo are more likely to be up close. Well, I tend to end up
Doesn't
there, but
doesn't Valerius already have tons of AC?
That is true.
You should give
yeah.
it to the ones with less AC.
I think braces of defense has some conditional things.
Needs to have
Ah,
attunement, yeah.
no. Aside from that,
Okay, we'll double
Does
check that later.
does
In
it does
the
it fuck up
thingy.
unarmored defense? Is this question?
Oh yeah, right. All right.
I mean,
it
it
does
came.
work with unarmored
Yeah,
defense
it
because
does
it's
work
on
with
the
unarmored
buff.
defense.
Okay,
Okay,
that's
okay.
cool.
I used it on my wizard before, and I think it was fine.
Out of character, it came from the
Yes.
monk.
You have to
So
wear no armor and use no shield.
yeah,
So
Ah,
it's
okay.
good on Morgana.
yeah.
Yep.
It's quite literally goes to
Morgana or Wendigo.
okay. Oh my
Yes.
goodness. Right. So
Probably Wendy, honestly.
Valerius holds out the scimitar next, and he's like, "I have no idea who forged this, but whoever did, they knew what they were doing." Then he whispers into Gunlock's ear. Basically, out of the game, it's a scimitar,
Is that the
1d8
poison one?
slashing, plus 2d4 necrotic damage.
Ooh.
Is it
Necrotic
the
damage
poison one?
becomes temporary HP that disappears after one round.
Ah,
It's the it's the one that Kel was holding.
very.
So he hands that off to Gunlock with the word. Wait, can I use a rapier? I don't think I can. Okay, anyway, and then he goes towards the quiver that has two explosive arrows that do 2d6 damage and has a 10 feet radius. One fire arrow consists of 1d6 damage per round, max up to 1 minute or put out, and an arrow of darkness, which is the darkness spell, and 10 normal arrows.
Okay, there's no way we can keep up with this, so we'll just look at the
Yeah,
written thing.
I'll post it out in a minute. Okay,
Very cool.
that's a lot of stuff. I'm assuming all the armor that even Quell was wearing was basically just normal plate mail, right?
You
Kel
check
didn't
out
wear armor.
Kel's armor,
Mm-hmm.
or
Had a
what
cloak though.
looks like armor. It's not armor.
It's not armor.
No,
So what was it?
it was just
Just t-shirt
clothes.
fabric. He's a monk.
You
Oh
it's
yeah,
not
right.
as tacky as the t-shirt that looks like a suit, but it's made to look like armor, but it's not.
Valerius just picks it up and just scoffs the minute he touches it. Like, it's not armor. Fucking not interested.
Like it's too thin to be armor.
Okay. Besides that, Valerius doesn't have any more input on that, but he's like, this is actually pretty good equipment.
Yeah.
Valerius, you realize that if you had not cast that spell,
We've been kind of screwed,
that
or pretty
taunt
screwed.
Potentially, yeah.
that taunt was not a lie. And you should be very glad that you got rid of him immediately.
Hmm. So glad he dropped his anti-magic field.
Indeed. The hubris. Just
The
then,
hubris, yes.
there is a sort of creak on the door that leads into a bang.
Turn around, gun
The
pointed at the
child
door.
wakes up and starts rubbing her eyes. She's confused and she starts weeping. Immediately, the parents go to her. And you see Max at the door holding an entire bag of kebabs
Oh, Jesus
and
Christ.
just a face of utter confusion as they see a mother, a father, and a child crying, and a 16-year-old boy sort of staring at Valerius with so much intensity, and then looks at Gunlaug confused and points to the bag of food and then shrugs.
I just drag Max in and give them a big hug.
Max hugs you back. It's warm, it's comforting, it's also squishing all of the
Oh man.
kebabs between the two of you. It's warm. You can feel the garlic sauce sort of oozing out in
Yes.
the oil
Mm.
in the
I'll
midst
start
of
handing
hugging.
out some. I'll just give the bag to Valeria so he can start hanging it out.
Yeah, as you're giving me the bag, I'll go in for a bro fist with Max and then start handing out food.
You start heading out food. You realize that there's like 10 pieces of kebab, and you see one kebab sort of slowly being devoured by Max nonchalantly, like just numb. You know a cartoon that eats fish and puts the entire fish in their mouth?
And it just comes out with all the bones
Yeah,
intact.
exactly that. Except what comes out is not bones, it's wrappers.
Just alfoil. Ugh.
Yeah. A burp comes out of Max's mouth, and a look questioning towards you, Gunlog. Oh, great leader.
Oh, great leader. Oh, just take Max outside, climb up on the roof, and for a little hangout and just explain to them why I need the safe house for a little bit.
Max
And
nods.
some of the stuff that been happening.
You see an eyebrow raise on Max's face, like telling you that they trust you, but you're holding back something. What is it?
Well, I'm a little bit worried that we're getting into deep shit here, and that maybe I'll be putting you guys in danger by bringing shit here.
A loud scoff comes out of his mouth and quick exhale of general disapproval. And then another shrug. You can tell uh, you can tell that they aren't sure, but your decision has always been good in general. So they're willing to let it pass. They point
Yeah.
3 fingers past their shoulder towards the back, and you realize they're talking about the rest of your teammates. Of your Lowe's gang. What about them? Do they know?
Know as much as you know, and you can of course share it with them. It was just if I was gonna get someone to run a quiet little errand, I would always ask you. You know that.
He nods. But as soon as you said they can tell the gang, he shakes his head, and then he puts one hand on your chest and taps it twice, and then he
I'll
shakes
tell
his
them.
head again.
I'll tell them.
He
I
shrugs.
Once I get someone in here to take over the watch,
He points at himself. He touches his nose. As if to say, should he take the watch?
no, it's okay. I mean,
Uh,
I'd love it if you wanted to stay and spend the time.
he nods. He pats him. They pat you on the shoulder, and then makes a motion that you understand to be to go to duck. They'll be
Alright,
here. It's fine. They go
alright.
in, pick up a kebab, flings it at you. 100% sure you're gonna catch it.
Do I catch it?
Yes, you've done this so many
Yes.
times. You don't even have to think about it.
Yeah. I'll
Valerius.
signal to
Uh-huh.
Val that I'll be back.
Mm.
Okay. You go alone to duck.
Yeah.
Okay. Valerius, enjoy yourself with your new protege.
Valeris is a bit what is the word called?
Max is there too.
Max is just watching, like
Yeah.
this
I'm not.
silent goblin.
I'm gonna say something. If Gunlock happens to notice this, she can roll inside, I suppose,
Mm.
if she wants to.
Okay.
Sorry, I cannot hear you.
Yeah, sorry. Speaking up now, this should be loud and clear, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
I will roll an inside.
All right.
24.
Okay, no. Valerius looks down, like sad down, not looking down at his feet down.
You came out.
Val kind of like speaks up and he gives you like a somewhat strained smile and gives her the assurance that he's all right. But you can clearly see that there's something clearly bothering him.
I think tomorrow I'll make sure that you get some time to sneak off and go catch up.
Valerius gives you a very grateful smile and a thumbs up and continues to enlighten his new protege.
Thanks. And I will take off down to dock.
You find yourself at duck. You go in. A bottle flies past you,
I
smashes
duck.
against the wall. You see a thumbs up from, I forgot his name right now.
Max.
Not
No,
Max.
Max
Max is
is
with you.
stuck with
Oh,
The
okay.
duck owner. I should pull up the thing.
I don't remember right now either.
Hang on.
Oh no, if
It's
the owner
somewhere.
of Duck got a name.
Quack. He do.
You do? Okay,
It's
okay, okay.
him named Fermi. It's in the Fermi
Okay.
paradox. Because
What?
science.
Him name Fermi, as in not for you.
Stop. Um, Fermi gives you a thumbs up, and then sort of points to a table to your left, somewhat secluded in the corner, and you see your friends, Bosk, Wendigo, and Morgana. A little worse for
Oh,
wear, but with drinks.
hello. Fancy seeing you here.
Wendigo will have a dirty suit again because he does not know how to dark. He will body block it.
It's in the name, bud.
Hmm.
So I've got the fan bam situated for now.
That's good.
Got Valley's there with them and one of my people keeping watch.
Nod,
Um,
nod.
where's our guest?
He didn't.
Ah, Servesh
Whatever it
got a
was
got
that,
a job.
good to hear.
You were saying.
Whatever it was that was inside them seemed to take effect once he consciousness.
Okay.
And then I like rummage in my bag and pull out the little vial. I don't think
Oh,
it's alive anymore, but until I can properly check it out, I can't really say for sure.
all right.
Everybody who's got a passive perception of above 15, make me a perception check.
Okay. 18.
Uh, those who made 17 and up, when the vial comes out, you see, you sort of feel several people's eyes go towards you. Not because they know something, but because people here are just naturally curious because they want to
I
know whether
will
it's worth stealing.
body block it, turn around and give someone a stink eye.
They immediately look down and look away and pretend to be drinking.
Mm.
Shouldn't talk here.
Oh,
Fermi comes by with a drink of your choice, and puts it on the table. And then he whispers to you, nobody else can hear this. He goes, you should check the wall. Seems like you got messages. And then he
oh.
leaves.
I will pretend like nothing and keep hanging out until an opportune moment to excuse myself comes up.
Okay. Nothing really happens at the bar except for the very often glasses breaking, bottles breaking. There's fist fights that happen every half an hour. People don't really get booted out of duck. They just
Bah,
pass out of duck.
do you guys have somewhere to stay tonight?
Wendigo looks very ill at ease here and seems ready to move right away. Hmm.
What time of day is it?
It
Late
is
at night.
11 in the evening, at night.
I shrug and will say, oh, I could see how my old clinic is doing.
Nod, nod.
Is there anything else you would like to do?
Wendy Morgana, do you have somewhere to stay?
Yes.
It's up to the rest of you what you want to do. Um, good luck. Let me know when you want to check out your wall.
Pretty much when people are like filing out and leaving their thing, that would be just duck it into an alley and go check out some of the walls.
So, well, Wendigo will look at the Gunlock. Any other news?
I don't know. I'll keep you posted.
I'm leaving. And he stands and motions for Farid to follow.
Farid follows you. He's been silent the entire time, just watching everything that's going on.
Is
Important
Farid like it
reminder.
here?
Sorry?
Um, important reminder. Someone needs to gentle repose young Kel's body.
I need to sleep first.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So whoever has the body, I think it's in someone's bag of holding.
I think it's in
It's
Morgana's
It's
bag of
in
holding.
definitely in
Morgana's
Morgana's.
bag.
I
Yeah.
cannot imagine an entire head being shoved into the pocket.
I mean, I'm sure we could make it happen. It just wouldn't look like a head afterwards.
By the way,
Exactly.
Morgana, you've
It-
been mute since the whole session started in case you're saying anything.
Oh, kind of reminder for Gunlock to grab the ring from Boss so Val can identify it.
Sure.
Thank you.
Bosk,
Yes.
at what point do you leave to go see your old clinic?
Um, Wendy looks like he's ready to leave, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wendigo
When
is
he
so
leaves,
was so ready
I'll
to leave before anything until
yeah.
Gunlock reported.
I will leave when he leaves, I guess.
Both of you walk out at the same time. I don't know if Morgana's walking out with you. Farid is behind Wendigo, and eventually Wendigo and Farid go their separate ways. I'll get to Wendigo in a bit.
Where's Morgana staying?
Good question.
Hotel.
Of course.
Okay.
Hotel.
Which fancy
Definitely
hotel?
hotel.
She's like, I'm out of here.
A,
Like I
a
would have gone,
hotel that
but it's
has a
11 p.m.
bathtub. A hotel that has a bathtub. Been a
One of the
while.
higher class ones with magical running water and plumbing. It's
It's
amazing.
11 p.m. It's not
Water that
safe on
doesn't go
these
cold.
streets.
Hmm.
That
Morgana's
is true.
Is there a shop, by the way,
It,
like a
it's
bookshop?
11 p.m.
11 p.m.
Or
Nothing is open except motels. Like you can rock up to any hotel and say I want a bed for the night, and they'll give you the keys.
no, it just happen to have one that's nearby a bookstore nearby nearby a hotel. Because I would have made that decision. I'd be like, hotel here, bookstore there. Okay, let's pick this one.
Okay, you know for a fact that the bookstore, you know which place you're going to. It's sort of in the middle-ish of the city. It's a nice hotel. It's next to a bookstore. It's next to a magic store as well, so you can buy all your stuff. But it's going to only open at around 9 o'clock in the morning, so you have hours, which I will give you, to decipher the spell book that you have for spells.
Oh, right. Gonna do that roll thing.
Yes, but we'll get to that in a bit. Bosk,
Okay.
you finally split up with your friends as they go their separate ways, and you find yourself in front of the clinic. It's illuminated inside by a soft glow of candlelight, and you see a tiny, fat kobold bounding around, and you see another person sitting on the patient chair.
Oh. This is like from the window, or
Yeah, this is from outside.
okay. I shall walk up to door, and then enter, I suppose.
Immediately as you enter, the tiny kobold doesn't turn around and assumes you're another patient. I'll be right with you.
Um, don't worry about it. Andy.
Oh, he turns around and immediately gives your leg a hug because he is that tiny.
Oh,
Oh my
little neck
God!
pat.
I haven't seen you in so long. What happened to you?
I had to leave.
I mean, I thought you were dead. You see a distraught kobold sort of below you, just tears coming out, and you see a confused patient on the chair, sort of waiting for their medication, confused.
You should attend to the patient first.
Oh, all right. Uh, Miss, you should take this pill, and it should make you all right tomorrow. If you still have that stomachache, you should come back tomorrow.
I look at the patient.
The patient just nods, acknowledges you. You've never seen this person before. Must be new to the slums, to the lows.
Mhm.
They're sort of cleanly dressed, at least
Oh,
cleanly dressed, and you can see that maybe the lows has changed for the better since you've last been here.
oh, very nice. Nod, nod.
You see the kobold take out a new piece of cloth, um, takes the old one, puts it in a basket, puts a new piece of cloth on the table, flattens it. Why don't you sit down? I've been I've been taking care of the clinic for you, and things are going all right. I think I'm doing okay. I
Yeah,
mean, I
things do look a lot better than what I remember. Have you been okay?
um a little bit stressed. There's only me, and people just keep getting sicker and sicker, and um, it's winter's coming. Or winter's already here. I don't even remember anymore. But it's a good thing I got my mushrooms.
I look around the thing for like mushrooms growing.
Yep, there's so many mushrooms. Aside from candlelight, what illuminates the room is actually some bioluminescent mushrooms. I came up with
I
this a while back, and I realized that it doesn't give off any carbon emissions, and people can
s-
breathe. And if I
you
tap on
save
it,
on torches.
he taps on one of the bioluminescent mushrooms and make me a Constitution saving throw.
Con, let's see. Gary,
16.
16.
You make it. But what you feel is a calm tickle at the back of your mind, sort of try to make itself apparent in your body before you brush it off. Did it work?
Can I can I tell what it was meant to do?
Um, you think it's some kind of calming thing, which is confirmed by Normandy. Oh,
Awesome.
if it
I
didn't work
definitely
on
felt
you,
something.
yeah. So usually when people come in here and they panic, I tap on this, and they calm down for a bit, and then it sort of disappears after like 5 minutes or something. I don't know. I don't really count,
I nod. Very
but
good.
it makes them really nice. Here, I'll give you some. And then he grabs like a bunch of stems, shoves it in a paper bag, rolls it up, and then gives it to you. Inside you find four mushrooms. So
Four
effectively,
mushrooms.
it's
Do
stuff that you
these
can
have a
tap.
name?
Oh, I never really named them.
Did you develop them yourself?
They sort of grew.
I look at him like, really?
He is as earnest as
Sort of.
all you can imagine.
Okay, I will look them up and see what they are. Mushrooms. Okay. Four these mushrooms.
I mean, your room's still upstairs.
Oh, yes, I am looking for a place to stay tonight, actually.
Not. Um, I do just sort of have to apologize. It's sort of there's a lot of mushroom. They don't do anything. They're just really pretty.
Nod. As long as they don't kill me, I'll be fine.
I won't kill you. Um, I sort of don't do the murder mushrooms anymore. Sort of somebody came up to me and said they were frowned upon. Um,
Yes, that was me.
also,
I told you.
oh, I, it's been a while.
Yes,
Yeah.
I pat him in the head.
He takes you upstairs, but not before he closes the door and flips the sign from open to close. I guess it's about time to close up shop for the night.
Yes,
And
it is
then,
quite late. Do you normally work until
I,
checks time, 11:30?
well, I usually stop when there's no more. I don't really check the time anymore. I just want to help people. But it's fine. People generally sort of know that I do that, and sometimes I think they just don't come into the clinic after a certain hour unless it's an emergency. Hopefully that doesn't happen tonight. Come on, let's go upstairs. And then he mounts
Yes.
upstairs, and you see him sort of jump into a giant. Well, to you, it's a moderately sized bed, but it's made of an entire mushroom cap.
As one would expect. Yes, yes.
Your bed's over there. I made sure to keep it clean. I changed the sheets last weekend.
Oh, that- I dust like the spores off, and I look at the various mushrooms that probably line the wall and see if I can identify any of them. It's like, what this, what that?
You see several edible mushrooms and more bioluminescent ones. There's several
Okay.
bioluminescent ones that you saw from downstairs hanging above Normandy's bed. He taps on one. Slowly, he smiles, and then he goes, "So how long you gonna be here?"
I'm not sure actually. I'm See, I found new work that's, well, exactly in town, but around.
Are you still a doctor?
I suppose you could say that. I
Oh,
always
that's
will be
great.
to some degree.
I mean, being in this position, having to help people is always nice.
Yes,
I'm
I
glad.
suppose it is.
You're not coming back to to do this, right?
I I sort of like look around. Well, that depends, Normandy. Do you still need me to be back here?
Would be nice. Also, I was just thinking I should get some sort of assistant, but I'm really not as good at training as you are.
Nod, nod, nod. I would be quite surprised if you were.
I I'm just really bad at training people. Do you have any suggestions?
I will, like, I'm like lying down on the bed. I'm like staring at the ceiling. Hmm. Maybe we can go over some stuff tomorrow. See what exactly it is that you need help with.
All right. In that case, I'll return in. Good night.
Yes, I've had a long day as well. Have a good rest.
Also, if you want, you can just tap on the mushrooms. It'll put you in a good mood before you sleep. Give you some nice dreams.
I look at mushroom and tap the mushroom. Work can wait until tomorrow.
You tap on the mushroom, and I'm assuming fail to save.
Yes.
And you eventually succumb to a very calm state of mind. Uh, you look up towards the ceiling, and you realize that the bioluminescence has perpetuated itself in colorful novas. It looks like stars dotting the sky, and slowly you fall asleep.
Ah,
Morgana.
sleep.
Lib. Morgana. I
Yes.
need you to make me. How? I'm gonna assume you're gonna use all your time plus whatever free time you had previously to sort of go through the book, right?
Yes. Correct.
Okay. Make me an intelligence check with advantage. 22. Thumbing
Very
through the
intelligent.
pages, the first thing that catches your eye is a large spell that spans at least 6 pages long in a pull-out situation. You recognize the spell particularly um, as something you've seen on the ground. A circle, so to speak. A teleportation circle.
Ooh.
Whoa.
It will take you a long time to transcribe this, but this is the first spell that pulled you in. Deciphering most of the spells, machinations, understanding the handwriting of this person, understanding how they collected their thoughts, you managed to find several other spells. One of it is polymorph.
Polymorph.
Another is dimension door, which you already have, I think.
Yes.
She's been using it rather a lot.
Yeah. That's also one of the spells that you use to sort of corroborate the intelligence check to sort of understand the handwriting and how this person ideates his spells. You find for level 3, you find haste. You find major
Haste.
image.
Haste.
Major image.
For level 2, you find dispel magic.
Pog.
Dispel magic.
Dispel magic is not level 2, it's 3.
Level 3, sorry. Yeah. Um,
Oh.
whoops. Why did I write it there? Okay, so did I what did I say for level 2 aside from dispel magic? Nothing, right?
No.
No, not yet.
Okay.
Didn't mention.
You also get fast friends.
What
Fast
is
friend.
fast friends?
Oh, that's an AI spell. It's level 3 also, I think.
Oh my god, AI.
Are you sure it's level
Wow.
3?
Let's check. Fast Friends, was it?
I'm pretty sure it's level 2.
I've
Fast
never
Friends is
heard of
a third
fast
level
friends.
enchantment spell from AI.
What is
Uh
AI?
Acquisitions Incorporated.
Ah,
That
Wow.
I like that spell.
Fast
And for
friend.
level 1, you get comprehend languages and distort value.
distort value.
Distort
What
Comprehend
is distort
languages.
value?
AI again.
Oh, it's so
Wait, so
good.
level 2 I don't have right?
Level 2 tada.
Tada. Okay, tada. Fast friends is level 3 also. Okay.
I
Okay.
must have
So how long will it
missed
take me to read all?
uh
Pardon?
you the whole night is you just finding these spells. But it's going to take you
Fine. Okay.
time and materials to transcribe it into your own book.
Mm.
So I will leave
Okay.
that up to you to do the math.
Yes.
But you get a long rest. Finally.
Homegirl's about to distort some value over here.
Finally.
The value of life.
Wendigo, you
Mhm.
walk with your hire to where?
Wendigo will take the carapace with him.
Yep.
I
All of
imagine it
it.
was just stacked against the wall
Yeah,
in
he'll
dark.
take it.
There's 3 carapaces. Farid is helping you. It's kind of clunky.
Yeah.
Where are you going?
We should get rid of this.
It's been a while since I've actually had to fence something in the city. I'm sure you know where.
Mm. Wendigo nods and he'll say, "No, any names?"
Wendigo, you know that in the underground, in the underbelly of this beast called Bror, there are fences. It. You also know that you can go to Lily for these kind of questions.
Mm.
You ask that question to Farid, and you're met with a blank stare and a couple
No,
of blinks.
Wendigo knows his stuff, but he's curious if Farid has any particular contacts.
Yeah,
That's all.
for he just blinks at you.
All right, I'll use mine.
I apologize. It's been a while since I've been here, and I don't do all the selling. My previous boss did, and well, he's dead now.
Got an upgrade.
Indeed. However, this employment situation is not particularly lucrative for more than 2 weeks. 50 gold pieces is not going to send you very far, and I would like to be outside to seek better employment unless you have some suggestions.
Wendigo will indicate the carapaces he's holding. This is part of salary.
I appreciate that. How long do you think I will be your retainer? Also, am I to follow you everywhere, or do you have tasks for me within this city or outside? Maybe going back out to Locklear, which I personally do not recommend if I were to go in alone.
What is your highest employment?
I've been technically a mercenary for hire for a while. Before I came here, on a boat, surprisingly, just over there, and he points to the port. I used to have a safari type thing going on where I come from. Although where I come from, it's a lot more hot, but as desolate. I do not want to go there. Okay, no, there's a reason why I'm here and not there.
Wendigo thinks a bit and says, "Can you behave in high class?"
He, you, for the first time, see him laugh out loud, truly from the heart. And it takes him a while to get back to proper breathing. I'm sorry. This is I've never seen you make a joke before, but is it a joke? High society. I've never. I don't think you've seen my table etiquette before. It's terrible.
Wendigo will just nod and says, "This is high class, but they don't hire for manners."
More mercenary work, but with a hierarchy.
Mm.
I'm interested. Where do I go about finding this high class employment, but not for high class things? Oh, if I say that out loud, it certainly makes me sound like some kind of call girl, which I assure you, I'm perfectly fine to do as well. You know, if anybody's into that.
Mm. Wendigo will point a thumb to himself and says, "They hire me. You might fit into
They, they, your friends?
boss."
Boss. Right. By any chance, this is some, just clarifying, an underworld dealing thing where we have to go to some secret place and talk to some secret people and make sure I am, um, good enough for the secret things?
Wendigo thinks a bit, says, "Not down, up."
Right. Color me confused, but please, lead the way. He continues lugging one of the big pieces.
Uh, Wendigo will explain that his boss is not going to make an appearance just yet, but sometime in the future, and that in the meantime, while they have some free time to themselves, it's best to make use of that. But Wendigo is basically explaining that the extension of employment would fall under the same category as he currently works now.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Because obviously, if Farid doesn't get along with his boss, then Wendigo will have to let Farid go. But if Farid can, is willing to see the boss and find his own place, then the arrangement can continue and more can be revealed.
Farid is keen, but he is very confused. Mostly confused, but since, he's technically hired by you at the moment, he's playing along.
Yeah, because Wendigo himself does not know who the next person might turn out to be. If it's like an even more weird version of Etienne or whatever, not so. Wendigo's not making any promises until seeing how things develop on his end as well.
Wendigo sees a minor apprehension in Farid, but again, playing along while he's under the employ.
Okay, and Wendigo will go and fence off these three carapace things so that his arms can be used for better stuff in future.
Okay. You make your way to Lily to ask, or
No, not Lily.
okay,
The normal underground stuff connections.
okay. Well, we'll do that off screen
Hmm.
since it's not as important.
Like Lily is someone he wants to lug three carapaces to. That just seems crass.
I mean, she's had weird stuff, so it's not a
Yeah, but
surprise.
around her, Wendigo tries to behave.
Gotcha. Okay. We now. Did I miss anyone else? No. No. We go.
Me.
We go back to Gunlog. You watch your friends leave for the night. You stare down the person that was looking in your direction. They find something interesting on the floor at this point.
Good.
And eventually you moved outside to go look at the place where people tend to leave you quote unquote messages.
Mhm. Check the message board.
Um, make me a perception
I will
check.
say, yeah, there's probably a couple of places around the Lowe's, like around the outskirts, a couple of places, and then one more central one.
Mm-hmm.
But she'll go to whichever one's closer, which is probably the central one.
This one is an area outside the duck,
Mm.
specifically for you.
Okay. So the central one. Perception check is what you said?
Yes, please.
23.
You don't take any time at all as you look at this, and you see an extra thing hiding in plain sight. It's yours. It's your call sign specifically, not of your gang.
Hmm.
And you sort of look at the surrounding. It's interesting. You see the crown, you see your dots, and then you scrutinize the surrounding area, and it seems to be leading somewhere else. Make either an investigation or perception check, your choice.
Perception, please. I don't want to
Perception.
roll with a -1. Do I recognize, like, do I see, is it for a job? Is it for negotiation? Is it for, like, what the topic is? And do they request a specific meeting place out of the ones we usually allocate?
um, the way it's written, it's for a meeting,
Okay.
but it seems to be leading you to another place. And it's very well done.
Is it requested to go alone?
No, there's no specific request to go alone.
Okay.
14. Okay. You turn the corner of a very, very narrow corridor, just about 500 meters away from Duck, following the signs. And you look up and you see hanging off a pipe another sign leading you somewhere else. Make me an athletics or acrobatics check.
Oof. Okay. 5?
You try and jump. You try and put your back against the wall and use your legs
It's
to
been a
climb
very
up.
long day, okay?
But you think it's way too narrow and you're way too alone to be doing this by yourself.
Um, do I, with my street smarts, know of another way to get to the direction of wherever this is pointing?
Hmm.
Using my city secrets.
Make me an intelligence check. Like a flat intelligence.
Okay. Oh!
19. Very good. You know there's another way, but it involves you jumping across various rooftops. And you're
Is
not sure if it's worth it at this point because you don't know how far this trail is leading you and whether or not it's to the rooftop.
What I'm gonna do is I want to see if I can find. I'm assuming I know roughly where I can expect to find Toby this time of night.
What are your usual places to look for?
Um, there's the clubhouse. There's Duck, and I've just come from there, so I know he's not there. There would be probably in whichever place is closer that does like gambling. Would be probably the 3 places I would expect.
Okay, pick one of those.
We'll start with gambling place. He's not a gambler, but he hangs out with the gamblers.
Yep. Okay, you go to one of the gambling dens that you're sure he hangs out at. You knock on the door. There's a reply knock, and you know there's a second reply knock to that, so you do it. A slot opens. You see 2 yellow eyes peering at you with cat-like slits. It blinks. Slot closes, door opens. Immediately you're met with smoke, incense, you think, the smell of patchouli. Deep inside, you
Toby here?
hear um, the sounds of dominoes or mahjong or one of those tiled games. You
Mhm.
ask Toby here, and the person that greets you nods their head towards the back, closes the
You.
door, and ignores you.
Hmm. I'll make my way to the back. I'm gonna go find Toby.
You see a table right in the center, and you see Toby draped over a very attractive older woman. But he also has a hand on the back of a very attractive younger man. They both seem to be opposite each other in a card game. Toby does not see you yet.
Hmm. I'm just gonna slowly just move around the table so I just slowly get into line of sight with a big shit-eating grin.
I'm gonna make a roll for him. See if he catches you at all.
Dear Lord.
Oh, that's a tasty natural 20. What a nice way to blow a natural 20.
Ah,
You don't even make it within what you think is his periphery before he clocks you, and immediately both hands that were draped over the respective persons let go, and he turns around to you. He sees the shit eating grin. He grins back, and then you see him put his hands again on those two people. You see him whisper something to the lady, and then you see him leave a kiss on the cheek on the man, and then he goes towards you.
weird to pull you away from your fun. Can I
We can
borrow you
always,
for a
you can
couple of
borrow me
hours?
anytime.
Well, yes, of course, but
Oh
for some
no, it's
potential
not.
work.
Ah, got you. I was excited for a while. Uh,
There's time. The night is still young.
oh, tell me more. As he
Uh,
walks with you to a quiet area.
I'm just gonna take him out of there, I think, and just lead him back to where I found the pipe.
Okay.
And be like,
As you walk, he looks at you walking in
"Come
front
with
of
me."
him, and he says, "I don't remember you being into such enclosed spaces. Is this new?"
Uh, I'm curious. I haven't really seen anyone ask for me in a while.
You've had a message. I haven't
Hmm.
heard anything from anyone.
No, it's been quiet, right?
Relatively, we've had somebody sort of pop in and do the saint thing, giving away food,
Mm.
hugs. Hugs are weird. Why?
Nice. Wait, they're just giving away hugs?
Alongside food. I guess some people need hugs.
Are they using hugs for as payment for food? That's weird.
It beats me. I steer clear away, but she is very
Mm.
pretty.
Ah, I see. Oh, and you've been steering clear.
I don't trust anybody who gives free hugs. Not if it was paid hugs.
No, fair. That's fair.
The last
I'll fill
time
Toby in on what we've been doing for like the last few weeks.
he listens intently, you see him sort of furrow his brow a little bit, and he looks at you and he's like, "That. Are you sure? Are you sure this is what you want to do?"
I'm sure he can take me in a direction that I want to be in.
We're there for you. Anything you want to do. You know
I
this.
know. Yeah, it kind of
Um,
worries me.
he's going to grab your hand, your wrist very gently and sort of pull you back a little bit. It's very gentle. And as soon as you're facing him, he's going to put his hands around your face and he goes, I know you. You're not leaving us, even though you think you are. We're still going to be here.
She gives him a big hug.
He hugs you back.
I'm not gonna leave you guys. It feels really shitty when I leave.
He gives you the softest kiss on your forehead. I'm gonna say it again. You're not leaving us for anything. We're still
No.
gonna be here. And we
And I'll be
trust
back
you enough. Exactly. You're gonna be back.
again and again. It's just look, what we're doing in the Los is fantastic. It's not enough.
You've heard that the Lowe's is getting a little bit cramped. We can't
Mhm.
keep this up forever. There's
I
no
know.
space. We're either going to get some kind of disease passed through, or we won't be able to afford anything, or the rival gangs will come in and take everything. I think I know where you're going with this. I support you. The rest do as well. Your mom will probably be your biggest fan.
Oh, she is not a fucking. You don't tell her shit, okay?
Of course not. As far
Okay.
as she knows, you're guarding some hotshot lawyer.
Hmm.
I think that's what she told me. You told her you're guarding a lawyer?
Maybe I can't remember.
Well, she's worried about you, but she can't exactly tell you what to do.
I mean, yeah, she can try.
Oh, she does try. Now, what exactly am I here for?
So I need you to give me a boost. Just up there.
You went to
He
find your like friend just to be like, hey, I need
Yep.
a come to this alley 3 streets down. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
see that? I need a boost.
he
Yes.
you see his face sort of like get kind of disappointed because narrow spaces in the dark. He was hoping for something else.
Yeah,
And
this
then he
this
goes,
time.
I guess. Sure.
Work first.
Sure. Before he gives you a
With
boost, he kisses you very lightly on the lips, and then he sort of puts his hand like low enough for you to sort of saddle up, and then he's gonna hoist.
okay, with
Make
his help.
make me the same check with advantage.
Okay.
And if it sucks, you're gonna fall. Okay, it does not suck.
17.
17. He boosts you.
Eat.
And then he sort of looks up at you as you shimmy and squeeze past the pipe, grabbing onto rails and stairs, pulling yourself
Is,
up.
is there a way for me to like secure myself so I can try to give him a hand up?
Looking at how narrow it is, do you have rope?
Yes, I do.
Okay, if you have rope, it's easy enough.
Yep. I have
You
silk
tie.
rope even.
Oh, fancy.
Mm-hmm.
He looks at the silk rope drop, and then he grabs onto it, and then he looks at you and he's like, this could be used for something else.
If you're a good boy, I'll tie you up later, okay?
If you're a good girl. And then he climbs up. You start climbing upwards towards the roof, checking each landing to make sure you don't miss any marks. You see the usual signs that you have before. This is the first time you're in this particular crevice. As you go up every floor higher and higher, you manage to peek into each of the windows. You see happy families, or you see a lonely person sitting on their mattress,
One or the
sometimes
other.
smoking, sometimes
Sometimes both.
some.
And you say, I haven't been here before, like in this particular.
In this particular narrow
Yeah.
okay, just think of New York and those
Yeah.
the fire escapes.
Yep.
But because this is so narrow, you've never had anybody ask for a meeting here because of the many windows. Like it's
It seems
too
more like
visible.
a place that Max would kind of creep around rather
Yeah,
than me.
definitely. Like Max will be a sentinel over here, just like Batman looking down on everybody. It's like a scene from Rent. You climb up
Yes.
higher and higher. Finally you're finding yourself on a roof and thinking, oh, if it's on the roof, I could have just jumped a few. You look around you, seeing the few roofs that you would have jumped across, and you're like, no, no, that's a bad idea. I could have fallen. And you
Okay.
see Max behind you, arms crossed, somewhat impatient, not knowing what's going on.
Max or Toby?
But sorry, Toby.
Yeah, okay.
Max did not teleport here, my bad.
Just checking.
That was very interesting.
Suddenly a
The
Max.
goblin.
I'm Batman. I mean, I'm Max Man.
He's
Oh, Max
everywhere
Ray.
that there's a tall place.
I'm short enough.
Is there any more signs? Any more anything?
Make
Any
me
sign that anyone has been here?
a perception check with advantage
Okay.
because Toby is now helping you.
Okay. 22.
22. You run your hands across one of the window ledges, and there seems to be a mark that leads you to a crawl space. You shimmy through that crawl space with the help of Toby, and then you help him through as well.
Mhm.
And as you stand up, you find a very obvious arrow pointing up to the ledge on a different roof.
It's
And
very just complicated. Could have just told me where to go. Oh my god.
about 20 feet away from that arrow, you see the words jump in very pretty script. Toby looks at you, confused, somewhat amused.
Tie one end of the rope up here with you.
Okay,
Um,
we're gonna do some
do
kind
I
of
see
flying
where
fox.
they wanting me to run to jump to? Is there any place to jump to?
Yep. You can either throw a rope across to the ledge if you have a grappling hook kind of thing,
I don't think I have a
or
grappling hook.
you can take some sort of running jump. It's not that far. It's just overly dramatic.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm into it. Well,
Just to see if you land on your feet. You're definitely gonna land. There's no
okay.
accidents, but just to see how you finesse this.
Sure. I'll take a couple of steps, run up, and then just yeet.
Okay, make with advantage your athletics or acrobatics.
Acrobatics, please.
Uh,
8.
You make a show about running across. You want to accentuate your glutes just
Mhm.
for fun because Toby looks like he's about headed with this shenanigans and he wants to go home. Or he's pretending to be. He sees you sort of do that Catwoman pose, leap across, and then land on your ass.
Yeah.
And then he claps. I'm so proud of you. And then
Oh.
let me show you how a real boss does it. And he tries to do the same
Uh-huh.
thing. And he also fails. He does it exactly the same way you did. And
It's like,
as you
yes,
move
a
out of
real
the way,
boss. Thank you.
I will just Try to look like him as much as I can while I do the exact same clap.
He puts his hand up in a gesture to help him up.
Of course.
And then as he gets up and you turn around, he manages to just slap you on the rump.
I
I was
pretend like
just
it didn't
I was just
happen.
pretending to be you. You are, after all, the best boss.
Of course.
Trying to get away from the fact that he failed as well.
Uh-huh. I don't buy it for a second. I will
You go
look for
past
more signs.
you go past the rails that you came from and look around, and it doesn't take long for your eyes to sort of move and clock a four-line poem just at the corner, on the ledge of the roof.
Hey,
It
Toby, who
goes.
else knows the freaking lows as well as we do?
He shrugs. As far as I know, we do, but I don't. We don't keep tabs on any new people that come in.
Mhm.
I mean, we
This doesn't seem
try.
like a place new people go to.
No, I don't go here. It's out of the way.
Mhm.
Kind of a lot of eyes. And then he points to the person that is looking from one of the lower windows. And as soon as they see both of you look at them, the curtains close immediately, and then the lights turn off.
Yep.
And then you keep watching, and the curtain opens a little bit to a peak. And you recognize this younger girl, maybe about 14, sort of realizes that you're still watching, and then the curtains close again.
Yes.
You go back to the four-line poem, and you recognize this to be Thieves' Cant. It says, "Round and round the mulberry bush. The boatman checks the tickets. 2 pence to cross, or none shall pass. A shield, some baggage, crickets." Make
Okay.
me an investigation check with advantage,
Hold on.
because Toby is with you.
Oh, that's a good thing Toby's with me. 12?
Well, y- you're you kind of get the gist of it, but something's not clicking. You think you might need help from Valerius, who has done some stuff with you, but he's also a little bit smarter in
Is
a sort of Rain Man kind of way,
not. I don't like
Find it.
asking him help
I
for
will
my
help.
stuff.
or
Yes,
anybody
Oscar's so good.
out of character. Anybody with an investigation proficiency can help.
Anyone
I
with
have an
investigation higher than
investigation
-1.
proficiency.
I'm just gonna copy paste this. I'm gonna
Yes,
assume
please.
that you either commit this to memory or you wrote it down
Write
somewhere,
it
or
down.
Toby writes it
Yeah,
down somewhere, and he's like, "Okay, this is weird."
yeah, it goes into my notebook as well, obviously.
Yeah, Toby looks at you and he's like, "I didn't know your friends were poets.
I
Is somebody
don't
trying to
know if
woo
this is a
you
friend.
that I don't know about? This is kind of a weird poem. I didn't know you were into that."
Are you jealous?
Um, can't you tell?
Maybe Toby knows what it means, and it's like
Being difficult.
he knows what it means, and um, it's like a sus poem.
Mm.
he, he doesn't know what it means. It's, as far as you know, Toby's not the cranial one.
Nah, the charmer. Well, it's
Yeah.
good for getting information.
Yes. Because he can sucker information out of anyone. He looks at you in reply. He fakes embarrassment and anger, and he goes, "You know I'm always jealous when it comes to you."
I know you're a bad liar.
That's true. What is this? I it's a poem. I
I'm
mean,
I'm, I'm no fucking clue. Like, just I rocked up today and there's a weird message on the wall, and I followed it, and then I couldn't follow it without your help, so I got you, and it
he
led
puts
us here.
a hand on his forehead, the back of his head on his forehead, and he pretends to faint. He's like, I feel so used.
Shut up.
Come on, let's go.
I was a damsel in distress. Okay, it's you're my hero. Obviously.
Hearing that, he tries to lift you up like Princess Carrie, takes 2 steps, and then gives up and puts you back down. We should go back down. I mean, I
We
could
should.
carry you the entire time, but I wouldn't know how to come down. It's not like I have wings or anything.
It's okay. We'll go back the way we came. There was some really dark corners around there. I still got the rope.
He nods. You make your way down. You take a rope, but you take a different way, like a wider spaced way, across some roofs. And you finally reach the ground. And he looks at you, and he takes out the piece of paper where he wrote the poem on. He reads it again out loud, and he's like, I still don't understand it. You gonna ask someone?
Yeah. Got some clever friends that can probably help out. Tomorrow.
Where are you staying anyway? I didn't even know you were back.
Actually, just got back like 3 hours ago. That's as I said, we got some people in the safe house, and I got Max looking after them right now. So my night is technically free.
He gives you a smile that you recognize very well.
Mhm.
You probably need a rest. My space is
Hopefully.
empty.
Let's go there.
Dark curtains come down. Because I don't want to talk about that.
Yes.
Eventually, unless Valerius, do you want to do anything?
I don't think I can do anything during the nighttime. I will have stuff to do in the morning though.
Okay. The sun comes up. Everybody is well rested. Morgana, you have found these spells now. You have hopefully thought up of a way to use this. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. The shops don't open until 9.
Is there a place to have breakfast?
Plenty. The place that you stayed in also gives you free continental breakfast.
Okay.
So you can
Then
always
Morgana
just
will, yeah, Morgana will eat at the cafe,
okay.
the restaurant. Yeah.
You can be
She
posh,
bound to
and
anybody there.
there's not many people awake and sort of moving in a quick fashion at 7 o'clock in the morning. You see people reading their newspapers, having coffee. The waiter and waitresses acknowledge your existence, gives you a menu. They ask casually, mostly, why you're not at a continental breakfast. And then take your order. One of them brings a cup of coffee and puts it in front of you and says, I mean, it's a continental breakfast. You're owed it anyway, so this is on the house. And then they leave you to make your orders.
Okay. Um, is there like free newspaper around, or do you have to buy a newspaper?
You can buy a newspaper, or you can bother people next to you if they're done with theirs. If you want to buy a newspaper, there is a town crier just outside with a stack of papers. It costs 1 copper.
Okay. So on my way to the cafeteria, I stopped by the guy to buy newspaper to read while having my breakfast.
Okay. Easy enough. Is there anything you're looking in particular for the news?
Nothing. Just anything new, because I've been away for a while.
Okay.
Anything
You
new
go
might catch my eye
to
anyway.
make me a per investigation check.
You come out.
13. You come across an interesting news, and it's very out of your way. It's all the way in the performance art section of the newspaper. You know, the inserts, like if you open Star newspaper, there's insert for arts, for culture. This was in the arts. It says new benefactor found for Eflon miners um performance art scene.
Mm-hmm. Any
And
names?
and you remember that from your foray in the library, in Eflon Miner's library specifically, you remember seeing that the Bluebird was one of the benefactors for the performance art scene for the theater. So it'd be very strange for them to replace if he's still there.
Oh, well, can there only be one?
You think so?
Okay, noted. We'll pass this on to the guys later in case.
Is there anything you would like to do?
You mean I've read the whole paper already? Nothing else pops up?
Nah, that's it. Everything else is like pretty basic stuff. There's crime here. There's a bit of ribbon cutting there. There's a new cafe somewhere. You know, some hipster place. You see a beautiful photo of poached salmon in butter with dill pickle sauce and other weird shit.
Okay. I'm gonna eat up a breakfast and finishes up the newspaper. Just in time to go to the magic store.
Okay, we'll get back to you. Um,
Okay.
Wendigo, you have done your stuff. Did any of you tell each other where you were gonna meet up?
Wendigo is definitely not telling the others where he's going.
Like where you're gonna meet up in the morning?
Now Wendigo probably will just go look for Gunlock at dark. But
Okay.
he would do his stuff first.
Yes.
Okay.
What was it I said I was gonna prep other than
Gentle repose.
yeah, other than that? Oh, I said I was
It
gonna
was
prep
gonna be
remove
remove
curse.
curse, but man's dead, so
Yeah,
shrug.
that's not needed anymore. Cool, cool, cool.
Okay.
Um,
What are the odds of being
remember
hit
to
by a
tell
curse to
Valerius that
perfectly
we're
safe
not.
city state?
Wait, one by one. Bosk.
Remember to tell Valerius that we're not out in the cold anymore, in case he brings his fiance to go look for us, and we're not there.
I don't think he has had time to sort of message the fiance.
Yes.
Yeah, Val's just been busy like entertaining the kids and keeping watch.
Yeah.
And yeah, pretty much being a dad.
Yeah, yeah. Like be like, oh yeah,
Without
by
being
the
a
way,
dad.
the dude died, so no rush on that whatever thing.
Okay. As far as Valerius knows, he doesn't know because
Because Gunlog didn't go home.
Gunla
Yeah.
didn't come back. But Valerius is like, it's chill. She won't just disappear. I haven't heard any panics. It's fine. Gunla, what are you doing? You wake up disheveled, clothes everywhere. A happy person next to you, still asleep, kind of snoring.
I'll take some time to prepare my spells for the day. I'll make sure I have gentle repose. And get ready. I'll ask Toby if he wants to come to the safe house. I'm gonna alleviate Max.
Toby snorts half asleep and he goes, "Oh, I'll meet you there.
Alright,
10 more minutes."
go for it. And I'll go stop by Duck first in case someone's looking for us there.
You see Wendigo and his pal. Wendigo,
Mhm.
what are you doing at Duck? Are you just looking menacing
Uh,
at one of the booths?
Actually, to clarify, did we manage to sell the stuff off?
Yes, yes. I will do math later, but it's
Oh,
a
okay.
significant amount of money because the material is very, very good for armor. It's
Commerce has been successful.
your you the PC won't know,
Hmm.
but the people who fence the item sort of want it because it makes fire resistant armor.
Dank.
Well, and
Damn.
cold as well, with that cold insulation as well.
Little bit, yeah. But mostly the fire resist. Very nice.
That do sound nice.
Next time we fight Ursa Corpus, they'll be carrying like 3 carapaces around them when they see Morgana.
Oh my god.
That's not fair.
Anyway,
No.
That'd be the funniest.
I
I'll
mean
just say
that's
after
uh-huh.
we sold that stuff, Wendigo would have like splurged a bit for a nice place to stay with Farid.
Okay. Farid is experiencing the fancy places like Jasmine when Aladdin said, "Do you trust me?" And he's being shown the world, and the world means room service. So he's still pretty elated. He's happy, well rested, nourished, and having a coffee, but still very silent, just watching the whole situation when Gunlog rocks up.
Hmm.
She doesn't go into the shop, but you see her head peek through just in case.
Wendigo will wave at her.
Ah, just where I left you, just about. All right. I'm gonna go check on the fam bam. Gonna let Val go do whatever he needs to do. What's the plan for today?
Um, are we needed?
No, I don't think so. The fewer people that come and go, the better.
Then Wendigo just nods. If no word from boss, I will do my things.
Right. Um, if you hear from Bosk or Morgana, can we meet up here?
Boss.
Sorry?
Boss. BOSS.
Oh, sorry.
Not to be confused with me.
I see, I see. I will give him a message, see what we get back. If you do see any of the others, I will tell Val the same thing. Maybe we can meet up here, 6 p.m. tonight or something.
Alright.
I'll I'll see you then.
Okay.
Wendigo gets leaves again.
Okay. Wendigo does his own thing. Is there anything specific that you want to do now that you've got some cash monies?
I'll let others go first.
Okay. Bosk, the day is morning. You have had the best sleep that you've had in a long time. You forgot how
Oh, the
comfortable this bed
mushrooms.
is. And you
Mushrooms OP.
forgot how comforting the tiny kobold at your side is.
Yes.
Like
It's a little
the
cat.
kobold snores is the typical cartoony like
Yes, yes. Very good.
um he's no longer asleep, but sort of missing from the bed. If this was a cartoon, you would see an outline where he was, but you hear fussing downstairs where the clinic is.
Oh, I suppose I should go check. Make sure he's not too. Stretch. Get dressed. Go downstairs.
Downstairs, you see Normandy hovering over, standing on the table, looking at a woman with sores on her face and neck. Um, and you see how this tiny creature, comical looking as he is, expertly sees what's going on, diagnoses it properly, and then decides that he's lazy and he just casts cure wounds.
I I look at him, and how does it proceed from there?
The sores clear up, but you being a medical professional know that these sores come from a disease. So treating whatever is on the surface is not going to treat the disease.
Mhm.
And then you
I'll
hear,
wait until like everything concludes before commenting.
then you see the lady stand up, and then you see the little kobold wave at her and be like, I guess it's just gonna come back in about a month. So I'll see you next month. Oh, hey, you're awake. Do you want some coffee?
No, thanks, Normandy. I'm quite all right. You know you only have a limited number of those per day.
I know. I just use it on my favorite people.
I nod, as long as you're aware.
Mm-hmm. Did you see anything in particular that I'm not, yeah, I'm not a doctor, so I
Your
don't know what that
diagnosis
is.
was mostly correct. Wait, you did diagnose it correctly, right?
Um, he sort of pointed at the scars and the markings, but you think this is like really bad herpes, and he didn't say
Ah,
herpes.
okay,
Like it's a viral infection. You just treated the surface scars.
okay. Well, I shall share that with him. Blah, 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 blah.
Oh,
Well, one of my colleagues that I work with, she has this spell that can clear up diseases. Do you know the one?
out of character, I think he knows Kunlog.
Ah,
Hmm. Yeah, they've
yes.
met.
Yeah, but that's besides the point.
Okay. Yeah, he looks at you with like eyes wide as dinner plates, and he's like, "Uh huh. You think I could get something like that?"
I don't know. I'm not too familiar with your magic and what you have access to.
I mean, I usually just pick up twigs and leaves, put some mushroom in it, spit a little bit, and that just heals things.
Um, can I, from what he just said, infer his casting tradition?
You can guess that it is of the druidic nature.
Okay, so I'll bring that up. Sounds druidic or a very strange cleric. I hear some of those exist.
Oh, I guess it is a druidic tradition. It's something I learned back with my tribe before they sort of got wiped out.
I see. I look at my at where my books used to be kept. Are they still there?
No, they are
Okay.
replaced with more mushrooms.
Okay. I go over to the shelf and then I'm like, huh. Okay. Well, um, do you know where you put those books that used to be here? Or and then I like push one mushroom like up to see what it's growing out of.
It is growing out of uh, a medical book,
Ah,
but it's kind of
lovely.
soggy.
Yes. Okay. Well, that's all right. I can't remember the name of the spell, but there's a decent chance that you have it. And then I like shrug. Anyway, um, she used that spell to clear up something similar that we encountered out in Locklear.
Oh, what is it? I mean, not the spell, but that lady
Oh,
comes in about
the
once a
condition.
month. Yeah,
Um, I can't really tell without doing some tests myself, but from what I saw, it looked like herpes.
that I'm gonna pretend I know what a herpes is.
Yes, I explained to him like blah blah blah. It is a virus spread by
Oh,
blah blah blah. Contact body fluids. That
you can get it by kissing other people. I
in some
guess
cases, yes,
I guess I'm never kissing people again. Not that I ever have, but you know.
yes, that pat pat pat.
So what are you gonna do today?
Oh,
He asks you as he looks to the outside, and you see two people lining up to come in. He-
I pull out my like necklace of contact Etienne, and then I figure like, okay, he's gonna contact us because we told him that job go well, so um I'll say, oh, actually, I was hoping to use and I gestured to the like the testing area. I don't know the lab
Mhm.
area. I was hoping to borrow that space for a bit. There was something that I found out in the field, and I need to find out what it is.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I can do that. And immediately you see the tiny kobold sort of bound to the corner where your testing equipment is, but it's kind of haphazard, and you see uh the fat happy tail sort of swish left to right as this kobold just picks up items that shouldn't be there away. Um,
Okay,
I sort of had a bunch of stuff, but I cleaned it, so you can use it now.
you did indeed clean it. Very good. Let me know if you have any trouble.
Sure. I'm gonna open technically. I mean, reopen the shop, and then he goes to the door and
I give him
lets
like
another
a thumbs
patient
up.
in, and does his job.
Okay, so what I am going to be doing is I'm going to be looking at that black liquid thing,
Okay,
finding out more of what it is.
tell me how you go about doing this, given that it used to be a slug. How are you
Yes,
preparing yourself from it?
preparing myself from it.
Yeah, like do you have like a hazmat suit?
Oh,
Are you using a
just
pipette?
the usual mask and the like gloves. But yes, I'll be like using the pipette, taking out like a little sample and like testing it with various things. Like, is this a organic substance? Test. And then
You
if Normandy is free, I'll get him to come sort of stand next to me and sort of describe what it is because perhaps it is fungal in nature somehow. We don't know. Um, and in the event that he knows nothing, I will just basically write down what I did find out and um, go look for a library later on. But that's later on.
okay? You take a pipette and you sort of try and pick it up with a dropper.
Yeah.
Although it looks very liquid, it seems, even with a dropper, very, very slippery. So it takes you a few tries to get a significant amount into that dropper and then into another container.
Yeah, like a little tree dish kind of.
You struggle with it as it behaves as if it does not want to be contained. It's not moving, it's just resisting your ability to contain things, to put it in jars, to move it from one place to another. It's like trying to deal with liquid mercury,
Okay,
but very light. Very, there's something ephemeral about it.
shall take extra care.
eventually, you sort of put it in a place where you can functionally do tests on it. You do your usual poison tests, whether it reacts to certain elements, to certain acids, to certain poisons.
Temperatures,
It
like that.
it doesn't seem to mix with any of your concoctions. It doesn't. It seems quite inert. Do you have anything that can detect magic?
Um, no, I don't think I do.
Okay.
Yes, unless there are mundane means of doing so in this setting. Not sure. I have alchemy supplies,
You pretty much
which might help with like an arcana check to see if this is an alchemical creation.
make me an Arcana check. 11. You deduce that a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. It is created, but you don't know with what. Eventually, Normandy comes by, um, taking his rest for the day, looks at the thing that you're working on, takes a big sniff, and goes, "No, I don't like that."
Yes. If he like approaches it, I'd be like, "Ooh, careful! That killed a man."
I know. I can smell it.
Oh,
It smells
um,
kind of rotten, like fish.
I I look at him for a while. Is there anything else you can tell from it?
You know how back in the day I could sort of sprinkle some mushrooms and the dead people would rise again?
Yes, I remember. It would like they'd just grow a little mushroom on their head, and then you'd tell them to walk around, and they would.
Yeah, this
It
smells the same, but different.
writes down, "Oh, necromancy?"
But it
Question mark?
seems kind of dead. Did you kill another mushroom person?
Not that I know of.
What was this?
I sort of described to him what it did. Well, encountered these people and they had these slug-looking things inside them, and the slug-looking things would kill them. And in this case, and then I describe what happened to the one guy that we fought, and the slug-looking things seemed to try to keep him alive, but then eventually he died.
Um, I have an idea.
Go on.
I don't know if it's gonna work, but since it smells the same, he picks out some spores from the end of his tail.
Mhm.
It looks like tiny, tiny, tiny mushrooms.
Huh.
Um, uh, I guess you could split it into two vials. I'm gonna try sprinkle some of this, see if it does nothing.
I'll like drop out a little sample for him,
He sprinkles some of that
his own
mushroom,
little petri dish.
and what you see is the black liquid starts to coalesce around the spores,
Oh,
absorb the spores. Spore any trace of the spore disappears, and you watch as it tries to clump up into the slug-like shape that it
okay, I
previously
will I
was.
will seal the dish so it can't escape if it
And
succeeds.
within a few seconds, you see that thing fail to do what it wanted to do, and it
Oh,
goes back to a liquid state. And then you see Normandy absolutely horrified and
what do,
disgusted, like, I
what
don't know
was
what
that?
that was. There definitely ain't no mushroom.
What
I
did
don't
you
like
think it
it.
was going to do?
I don't know. Maybe turn into a mushroom. I was hoping. I don't like
What
how it
what did you
smells.
what did you feed it?
The same thing I would feed to people who had just died.
Okay. So from what I saw, it looked like it was trying to eat the organic material and like
From your deductions, you think it was taking whatever necrotic magic that was from Normandy to infuse
uh
itself to regain its power again, but failing because you think there's not enough magic.
okay. So it's more reacting to the magic than to the like spores.
Yep.
Okay. All right. That is good information. I will bring this up with the magic people. I will thank Normandy. He's very helpful. Pat, pat, pat. Um,
Normandy accepts the pet,
Well, it's
but
nice to know that like exposing it to organic matter wouldn't like cause some kind of infestation. That'll be worrying.
ah,
yes. Yeah.
monster ah.
No,
It
not in
didn't
Um,
the
seem to
not in the
react to anything
lows.
like that.
it's
So,
this turns into a horror movie ah.
yes. Zombie film.
A
Hurrah.
zompocalypse
Zombie the thing.
no, thankfully no. Normandy does look at you and goes, I don't know whatever that is, but I think I personally want to set it on fire.
Yes. We did that to the other one that we encountered. But I need to save this one for until we find out more about it.
Are you sure?
Because I nod. We're going to be running into a lot more people that may be infected with this kind of thing, so we need to know what to do and what not to do.
He looks at you with eyes full of mostly fear. Is it here in the city? Because if it is not moving
Uh,
away, like I don't want to deal with that.
not that I'm aware of. We ran into them out in Locklear.
Oh,
But they could definitely come here.
you see more panic just enter him, and he's
And
like,
then
"Oh, hi."
and then I'm like, no, but it's all right. I won't stay here long, so you have no reason to come here. I
Oh,
pat him, and then I pat little mushroom next to him, and then I'll say like, from what I did notice those few times I looked up from what I was doing, and then explain blah blah blah, don't be lazy. Magic is all well and good, but you should use it sparing.
oh, okay. Um,
Yes. And then I describe again um what's it called? What Gunlog did, and uh it seemed to be able to hmm, you know what? I'll if she comes by, I'll get her to explain it to you. Or if I find a book. I know what it does, I just can't remember.
okay. I have a bunch of pictures that I drew, and then he bonds away to pick up a notebook of very hastily, very terribly drawn images, and he shows it to you. Do you have anything
Oh.
else you want to do here, or you want to go elsewhere?
Uh, not in particular. What I have to do next is go to some library to do more research on this stuff. Uh, and when I'm taking a break from looking at this black thing, I will look up Wendigo things.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So
What are these drawings he's showing?
he's he's showing you drawings of various lesions and basically it's bad drawings of cuts, bruises, and other things that he's like, I want to know what this is. You're a doctor, you would teach me.
Ah, okay. So I'll tell them what they are, like what they were likely caused by,
Hmm.
um, and how to treat them.
Mhm.
And oh, right. I'll also leave him some money for supplies.
Oh, this is really good. We're running out of
Yes, yes.
99% isopropyl alcohol. Somebody tried to drink it. And
Oh no.
bandages, and then he just lists a whole bunch of stuff. And we will
Okay.
cut to Gunlog. Where are you now?
Yes.
Are you back at the loft?
Picking up some food and then going back to the loft.
Okay. You find yourself back at the loft. And just as you go into the house, you see Max talking. Max doesn't really talk. Max motioning to
Max
Valerius.
can talk. Just doesn't. They just don't talk very often.
He he talks only when it's important, which
Yeah.
is not very often. Most of the time, he just stares at you and makes motions and shoulder shrugs. Um, and you see the family, and you see that guy you spent the night with already there, well dressed, and
Good thing I brought extra.
he yawns, and then he looks at Valerius.
If you would like to go catch up with some of your people, well, you can. But I was wondering if you could take a look at something for me. Hilarious.
Joe,
Oh, sorry. I kind of tuned out because I kind of got really distracted.
hey,
Mm.
Hang on. Yes, go on.
Um, Gunlaga's just arrived back, so if you want to go out and catch up with some of your people, you can. But I was just wondering if I could run something by you before you leave.
Oh, sure. Valerius will put down the pistol he was tinkering with and just respond back. What was it?
Um, so I've gotten a weird coded message. I don't think it's related to any of what we're doing. I just can't quite figure it out, and you're good
Oh,
at puzzles.
Valerius nods, holds a hand out for the aforementioned puzzle if she has it on hand.
Yes, I do. I will show him. I'll kind of read it out to him. And,
Okay.
it's a
Valer-
poem?
Valerius squints at the mention of a mulberry tree. Was it? Was it something else?
Yeah,
mulberry
mulberry
bush.
bush.
Mulberry bush.
Says
Has
round around the mulberry bush, the boatman checks the tickets. 2 pence to cross or none shall pass. A shield, some baggage, crickets.
um
Make me a DC investigation check with advantage.
okay. Let's go. Oh boy.
Very,
27.
very good, very good. With bouncing off certain ideas, especially to Gunlog, who knows this place better than anyone, and having Toby and Max around, Max eventually just nodding or shaking his head or shrugging, you you come to a conclusion that the shield means Aegis, so you think that this is an Aegis contact.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Oh.
Can we
you think
get
it has
the
something to do with the tavern at the port because the boatman checks the tickets.
mm-hmm.
And something about not bringing your charges unless you want trouble. Do you think that has something to do with the 2 pence and baggage and crickets? Maybe keep
Mm.
them in a safe place.
Yep.
Okay.
The
Valerius will relay this information back to Gunlog and he's like, what do you mean? What does he mean
Um,
by charge? Okay, out of game. By charge, does he mean like the family or the teammates?
the family.
Okay,
mm.
all
The
right.
teammates aren't your charges; they're your peers.
I mean, technically, we have another teammate that just got hired in terms of Farid.
They Farid doesn't exist to the Aegis.
They don't know about him.
Yeah, he's new.
Okay, so
So, a tavern
yeah.
near the harbor. Um, come alone, like without the family.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Love
Wendigo would
ages.
try to bring Farid, but like if you brought the family, I don't think the two kids would shut up. So
Don't.
From ages, be quiet. Okay. Now, see, I am a bit concerned because this is left just an area where my gang checks things, and it's for me, and it's about our employer. Oh, so just like a look at Toby and Max, being like, "Be cool."
Toby and Max were less than helpful in trying to figure out what anybody meant by shield. That was you and Valerius going, okay, do you think this is Etienne?
Well, I don't think it's Etienne. He would have just contacted us straight instead of leaving this.
check the
It could
writing.
be.
Is it like
I mean,
fancy italics?
I don't think we have
This
the
is not
Well,
actual thing in
Etienne's.
front of us.
it
This
did
is
say
not
jump.
Etienne's way of
It did say
giving
jump in
messages.
really fancy letters, but Etienne also told us that he'd be out of town for a while and he would have someone else look after us,
Hmm.
feed them. Do I know what tavern it might be near the harbor?
There's only one in
Okay.
the harbor slash port area, and
Was
it's
there?
where all the boatmen and the the, the port master would hang out.
Oh,
Right.
I thought it was. I wonder if it was where we had our induction callback
Oh,
to session 0.
that'd be really good. Yeah.
No, that's in the middle of the city. This is like
Yeah.
at the boat place.
Okay. Okay. Um. Well, I did tell Wendy to meet up again at 6 o'clock tonight. Maybe we can head out there then. Um. Toby and Max, could I please ask you guys to maybe look after the people here?
Max nods. Toby's like, fine.
Thank you. Should tell Doc as well. Will you be able to swing by Bosk before you head out on your things? Well,
Should be. Yeah. I'll need to pick up the ring from him if you haven't already picked it up from me.
I got it here. Sorry, I forgot about that.
All right. I'll pick it up, sit down for 10 minutes, and cast Identify before I head out.
You got it.
All right.
You
And
already know what it
Valerius,
is.
his eyebrows shoot up to his hairline again. It's like, oh, um, this is not what I was expecting, but cool.
What is it?
It's a ring of spell holding.
What? I've heard about those.
It's Valerius holds up the ring as it has 8 slots.
Oh my
What?
god, what the fuck? That is problematic.
Yeah,
Eight.
Valerius just like,
That is problematic.
who who should we give this to?
It's obviously
Big.
either me or Wendy.
Hmm. In any case, Valerius just like hands it to you first. It's like, yeah, feel free to charge it with a couple spells if you want to. In the meantime,
100% boss, because Wendigo tends to click one bonus action button and then it's useless.
Man.
Ah, yes.
Yes.
Oh, well,
What do you want in
my
there?
barbarian has a ring of spell storm. It's
Yeah.
not too bad.
Jack!
Got
Pretty good.
silence
Pretty
in
good.
it. Was it hold person, silence, haste?
oh, we have so many useful spells to pump into this thing.
Hmm.
Make me an intelligence check, Valerius.
1 sec. Intelligence. Raw intelligence? May I use my Artificer's intuition with this?
Sure.
Okay. I shall roll intelligence plus a 1d4. Ooh, 23.
You think back to the fight, and you remember seeing the spellcaster sort of hold on to a spell.
Well,
Um,
wonder what's in here already.
and you think this has 8 slots. And you think, that's funny. Because you know what else needs 8 slots?
Oh no.
No,
What?
we
Uh,
don't.
Lots of things.
that that spell that's in the trinket.
Wait, what?
Anti-magic field.
Oh,
Oh.
anti-magic.
Oh
Oh,
no.
And that worries you.
Technically, anti-magic field can't go into the ring of spell storing because it cannot store spells of level higher than 5.
Oh, but
Unless this is a
Not if they hack
special
it.
ring of
this
spell
one is a
storing.
special ring.
Oh,
It's a
Mhm.
special one.
that is
Ooh.
that
Yeah.
is very concerning.
Oh yes, that is super concerning. Holy shit.
Being
And what's
able to
even
give a high level slot to other characters is
You know,
very powerful.
I'm relieved they wasted it on anti-magic field.
Yes,
Yeah.
it could have been a lot
Mhm.
worse.
Actually, when it comes to identify on
It's,
this
uh,
ring, do I know what's already in there, or do I have to
Oh, there's
attune to it
nothing
to
in
find
there.
it
they
out?
used
Oh, there's
it.
nothing in
They
there.
used
There's
they
Oh,
used
nothing in
that
there.
early on.
okay,
Um
okay, gotcha.
but what's even more worrying is that they can give this to a mage that you just as easily dispatched.
Right. Oh dear lord, that does not bode
Uh-huh.
well for us. Hmm.
Take that
Uh,
information with what you will.
I mean,
Yes.
this
do you
literally
share?
just throwing money at the problem.
I mean, you're
Yes.
not wrong.
Do you share that with Gunlag?
Yeah, I'm gonna like speak out that they have access to like a lot of resources to be able to hold on to this. The fight,
And
if the main spellcaster goes down, they can just hand off the ring.
and magic that is just way beyond
What we're capable of at the moment. Yes, this is rather
Well, they can
concerning.
hand off the ring, but it still needs an hour to attune before the
Mm.
whoever gets it can cast it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that is true, but at the same time, if someone goes down and they happen to retreat, they're down a spellcaster and they still have the ring. They basically come out as like, oh hey, guess what? Fireball.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
because they have to.
Or
Provided
worse.
the guy charged it before he died.
Yes,
Yeah.
if it's
Yeah,
charged and if it's attuned to the person that's using it.
yeah.
While
We have
you
that.
all think about this very harrowing new piece of information, I will see you next week. No, wait. Next week we have no game because it's Hari Raya Puasa, Hari Raya Idul Fitri. I will see you in 2 weeks, and we will continue
Okay.
this game because it's 11:30. Thank you so much for
Mhm.
playing.
Thank you.
Okay.
I
All
hope y'all
right.
have
Bye.
fun,
Okay, okay.
and goodbye.
Yes.
Bye
Bye.
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 Bye
Selamat
bye.
Hari Raya. Bye.